Thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. To hear about the classes I've been loving lately, stay tuned to the end of the video. Hello, my friend. Welcome back to What's Up in Makeup. There is, as usual, so much up in makeup this week, starting off with skincare influencer Leah Yu. She owns the brand Crave Beauty, and she did some lab tests and found out that one of her products was not what she was advertising, so she had to pull it. We're going to be talking about that. Then we're going to go into Innisfree. Now, they made a choice with their advertising that was quite deceptive in my opinion, but I'd love to know what you think. It does involve greenwashing and yeah, it's pretty bad. And also for his 22nd birthday, Lil Nas X hooked himself up with a $30,000 manicure. So if you're curious to know how you even get a $30,000 manicure, what does that even look like? I'm going to show you. We're going to talk about it. Hang tight. We're getting into it right now. All right, let's start with Leah Yu, and I am so curious to know what you think about this situation. But first, let me tell you what happened. Basically, back in December, some Korean sunscreens were recalled because they did some independent tests and they realized the SPF that they were putting on the label was not matching what they were advertising, so they had to pull them. It was a big topic back in December and January. So when Leah heard this, she was thinking, oh my gosh, my Beat sunscreen that I sell for Crave Beauty, it's made in Korea and I wonder if I'm affected. So she called her manufacturer and was like, hey, like, is it right? Do we have the correct SPF? And they're like, sure, yeah, absolutely. We have the correct SPF, no problem. Of course, I'm paraphrasing here, but that wasn't enough for her. She wanted to make sure. So she sent her sunscreen over to some independent labs in the US and she found out that no, the SPF 50 on the label was not accurate. And that was based on the results of all three labs. Now, she wasn't allowed to disclose what the SPF came out to be based on, she said, privacy and legal reasons, but when they averaged out, they weren't the SPF 50 advertised. In that video, she said, not as the CEO of Crave Beauty, but as a person, as a personal consumer, that she felt comfortable using her sunscreen as a standalone sunscreen. She felt comfortable recommending it to her friends and family as a standalone sunscreen, but that it didn't meet that 50 SPF standard. So what I'm imagining, just from, my knowledge of sunscreen, as a non-professional, is that it's probably SPF 30 or higher, but doesn't get all the way up to 50. Beat the Sun has officially been recalled and Leah is offering refunds to anybody that asks for one. In the video, Leah talks about how she is the CEO of this brand. She is the brand owner. She takes full responsibility for not knowing that the sunscreen didn't live up to the standards of the SPF 50. This is kind of my take on it. Now, as a brand owner, you should be able to trust your lab to give you accurate information. And as a new brand owner, creating products, I can see why that might have slipped through the cracks when the lab is like, yeah, we tested it, it's good. It's like, all right, cool, it's good. Of course, extra precautions, especially with something that protects you from skin cancer, would have been a good step, but I can't say that if I had been the owner of Crave Beauty that I would have done those independent tests without something tipping me off to saying, hey, maybe this isn't accurate. I don't think that that's the industry standard to develop a sunscreen and then do independent testing outside of your lab to make sure the SPF is accurate. I mean, it's the responsibility of the lab to do that. So I personally, I can see why it was her responsibility, but at the same time, I don't blame her for just trusting her lab. But I do appreciate that she is taking full responsibility, that she's saying she should have tested it earlier, even though it's kind of one of those hindsight is 2020 situations. I mean, comparing this to what some other brand owners have done in the past to hide problems, I feel like Leah was overly responsible when she found out that there may be a problem with her sunscreen, going out of her way to make sure her sunscreen was safe. So I don't know, I just really admired that in her as a brand owner. But I would love to know what you think in the comments down below. Do you hold Leah responsible and feel like she should have done the testing earlier, or are you kind of giving her a break? I'd love to know in the comments. This is an update to a story I did about a month ago about Laura Geller only using models over 40 in the future. She has hired a spokesperson for the Spackle products, which are priming products, and it is Fran Drescher. You may remember her from The Nanny back in the mid to late 90s, I believe. In an interview, Drescher said, quote, "I never thought I'd get my first ever beauty contract in my 60s. I'm thrilled to be the face of a foolproof product that everybody's loved for years." Let me just take a moment and just comment on how amazing Fran Drescher looks. Like, I was blown away. I was like, this woman looks incredible. I'm not gonna say why I think maybe she looks incredible. That's irrelevant. I think she looks phenomenal, and I'm so excited to see older actresses getting jobs like this and being spokespeople for brands like Laura Geller. I think it's incredible. Tula is now going the influencer route. They have hired 5 different influencers to develop kits. They are called #EmbraceYourSkin kits, and they are specifically using, quote, 5 diverse female influencers. They asked the influencers to create a personalized kit of their favorites designed to pamper the skin through exfoliation, hydration, brightening, and more. They've hired Tess Holliday, Wiley Huang, Nima Tang, Tanel Murphy, and Chizzy Duru. Through this program, you're gonna see these influencers, if you follow them, promoting the products through their YouTubes, their Instagrams, wherever they post content. The goal is to inspire confidence journeys. This is kind of an interesting part. The 5 collaborators are also going to be recommending 3 additional creators that they believe exemplify core values of confidence and inclusivity. Then Tula is going to partner with these 15 new creators for a year-long brand initiative to foster relationships with influencers in diverse and underrepresented communities to support their growth, and they'll gain exposure through sponsored content and other brand opportunities. Congratulations to the 5 influencers that Tula chose, as well as the 15 influencers that those influencers are going to choose. I can't wait to see how this campaign goes. HipDot has to be the most eclectic collaborator in the beauty space I have ever seen. We had My Chemical Romance, which was a couple of months ago, and then I think it was last week or the week before, we had Hello Kitty, and now we have Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. I mean, you know, we just gotta cover all the bases here, I guess. So it did launch on April 15th. I'm not sure if products are still available when this video goes live, but the collection included 2 eyeshadow palettes that were $16 each. There's a milk and a white chocolate palette. Then there were some scented lip balms for $14. Also for $16, they had a double-ended brush set. And then if you wanted everything, you could get everything plus a limited edition bag, and that was $74. I thought it was interesting that the full set was so expensive at $74, because if you buy all of the items minus the bag that comes with it, it ends up being $62. So is that bag really worth $12? Like, I guess you just kind of have to decide. And I think some people just want like everything bundled together and don't really think about like the price difference that there may be. And usually there's a discount when you buy everything. Not with HipDot, apparently. I'm going to confess to you that I did buy into the marketing hype on this one, and I did purchase the 2 palettes and also the lip balms, mostly because of the lip balms, because I wanted to smell the peanut butter. And I know that is a weakness. I know that that is something I can just go up in my cabinet and smell peanut butter if I want to, but I wanted to smell it in my lip balm, so I bought them. I have a feeling I'm gonna regret the purchase, but I haven't tried a lot from HipDot, so I figured, you know, it's research. You know, research for the channel. If you want to hear more about those, I will probably be mentioning them in a favorites and fails, probably May or June. All right, so let's talk about Innisfree. Okay, I have to laugh because it's so freaking ridiculous. All right, this is what they did. So they came out with this green tea seed serum, and on the outside of the serum bottle, it says, "Hello, I'm paper bottle." So you're like, cool, they're, you know, really doing some good things for the environment here. They're selling things in paper bottles, but it turns out It's not a paper bottle by itself. It's a paper bottle with a plastic bottle on the inside. The paper is just wrapping around the plastic bottle. After things blew up online about this, they did release a statement that is so ridiculous. Like, just, it's, quote, "We use the term paper bottle to explain the role of the paper label surrounding the bottle." Then why wasn't it called, "Hello, I'm paper label"? Like, why didn't it say that? They continued, quote, "We overlooked the possibility that the naming could mislead people to think the whole packaging is made of paper. We apologize for failing to deliver information in a precise way." This reminds me of a 5-year-old coming to me and, you know, they drew on the wall and you see the children's drawings on the wall and you know no adult did that, and the child's like,
"I didn't draw on the wall. I don't even know where that came from."
They had to know. You had to know. When you say, "I am paper bottle," you know exactly what you're doing. When I think of a bottle, I think of something that contains a liquid or some other kind of product. But the paper outside just contained a plastic inside. They knew exactly what they're doing, in my opinion. I think it was one of those situations where sometimes it's better to ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission kind of thing. They're like, well, if it blows up, but we'll sell a lot of stuff in the meantime, you know? It just... They did say, however, to try to, I guess, make up for it, that the colorless plastic bottle is recyclable and eco-friendly. It uses 51.8% less plastic than conventional packaging. They also added that the bottle packaging provided users with information on how to separate the paper shell from the inner plastic container and recycle. So how about this? Why don't we just sell the plastic bottle and say that it's recyclable and then just put a thin paper, standard paper recyclable label on the outside that can be easily removed? I think that at this point, brands need to realize that customers aren't stupid and that we're gonna get really mad when we feel like we're lied to. And I think this is an example of that. So I would definitely be curious to know what you think. Do you think that they maybe might have done this on accident? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm being too hard on the brand. I'd love to know your thoughts. So what's the most you would pay for a manicure on your birthday? I think my max would probably be maybe $30 or $40, like max. That's, you know, going to get them done. I'm cheap. I wouldn't pay probably more than $34. I know that it can cost much more than that, but that's kind of where my limit is. Well, it looks like Lil Nas X had about a $30,000 budget for his 22nd birthday nails. So let's go ahead and take a look at his nails. These were designed by an artist named David Tamargo. He works for a company called Alligator Jesus. I don't know if that's his company or if he just works there, but he hooked Nas up with the works. His nails were created with pave set diamonds, which the concept is it's supposed to look like a paved surface when you use those kinds of diamonds. They're very, very small. They used 3D scanning technology, and he said that it took his team between 1 and 2 weeks to create the nails, and that each nail cost about $3,000. He also designed the diamond and opal grills that he's wearing. Those cost around $28,000. With all that money, you'd think he'd be able to buy himself a birthday shirt. I'm just kidding. I'm sure he put on a shirt at some point. Or maybe he didn't. It's his birthday. He can do what he wants. Maybe it was more like, "I want to get you in your birthday suit." And finally, TSA made a little oopsie and the media picked it up and they haven't been correcting the oopsie. So let's talk about it. So we all know about the oopsie, especially with travel starting to open up with vaccines rolling out and all of that. So apparently the dermatology department at Brown University has been challenging TSA to try to get them to allow full-size sunscreens to be able to go in your carry-on, not just in your checked luggage. Right now there's that 3.4 ounce limit, and they were saying that because people need sunscreen in order to protect from skin cancer, it's kind of like a medical device. And there are so many medical devices and medications and things that can be put in carry-on. So they were saying that this is something that should be allowed in a carry-on. On April 9th, TSA changed their website that said that they do allow full-size sunscreens on flights, but But then I guess people let them know and they changed it back on April 13th. So if you did hear you can bring a full-size sunscreen in your carry-on, it turns out you probably can't, and it might be up to the TSA agent whether they ended up throwing it in the trash or allowing you to carry it. So it's probably better to put it in your checked luggage, and if you don't have checked luggage, purchasing just some less expensive sunscreen when you get to your destination. All right, my friend, are you ready for the most interesting products that were released this week? I decided that I'm not going to talk about all of the products anymore. We don't need to know about all the products. Let's just talk about the most interesting ones. These I found very interesting. Let's start with Lunatick Labs, the Timeless Palette, $35, 7 shades. I have a feeling we're going to start seeing more palettes like this coming out because you really can make a palette look like anything these days. If you haven't seen Dramatique Boutique's No More Nudes palette, like you can even make your palette look like a naked body if you want to. I mean, the shades fit in there and everything. So I have a feeling we're gonna see more of these kinds of things. I really like this clock design though. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Curious to see what's gonna come out next, not necessarily just from Lunatick, but from other brands. Oh, also I saw on their Instagram, I wanted to let you know they're currently having a 22% off sale right now with code FreakyFlash if you're interested in that product. Then we have Lois Cosmetics, the Meet Me in the Underground palette. This does launch on April 28th, but I thought the artwork was so cool. It's so like grungy, it's got that forest feel to it, and I just thought it was really pretty. So excited for this one. Menagerie Cosmetics Serenity palette is a collab with Annette's Makeup Corner. As of the filming, they haven't released what the inside looks like yet, but they should have the full reveal this coming week, and it's gonna launch on May 1st. Another thing I think we're gonna see a lot more of in new makeup releases coming out this spring, summer, winter is makeup that also might double as skincare. So let's talk about the Nobla Skin Realist Balm. It is a beautifying tinted balm with hyaluronic acid, which is a humectant that's going to pull water into your skin. So I would imagine the base of this is probably water and silicone, which is a great pairing for the glycerin because that silicone is going to trap that water into your skin so the glycerin can suck it up into the top layer of your skin. It is launching on Wednesday, April 21st, and I also think the packaging is really pretty. I haven't seen the full shade range, but it does look like they have a nice shade range just from the promo of it. Hopefully the range is good though. This is one of those, I don't know why other companies haven't done this that I've seen. Maybe you've seen something that I haven't though. KKW Beauty Eye Contour Duos. Launching in 3 shades, light, medium, and dark, $24 for the duo, $26 with the brush. They're also going that skincare route with the glossy lip balm. They say it's lip-loving ingredients like camellia oil, coconut oil, and jojoba oils. They're mixing the balm and the gloss thing. It's so smart, $18. But if you want to do the same thing, just grab your favorite lip balm that you love and throw your gloss over top of it. It's going to do the same stinking thing. This is such a pretty beachy theme. The Viseart Soleil La Plage Entendue. $44. I just thought it was really pretty. I haven't seen anything from Viseart in a while that really caught my eye, but this is really, really pretty. ColourPop came out with 3 new products this week, but no collabs, so that's new. They have new quads, $9 each, just very clear, simple, pretty packaging. Really nice for people that like simple looks, don't want anything complicated, just want to grab something, put on something easy and go. They're also selling these, which is so smart, in bundles with a bunch of their different products, kind of pairing things together, almost like if you were gonna go buy an outfit at a store, you know, just kind of putting things together that go together for you so you don't have to think about it. I thought that was really smart. They also launched the Act Natural mascara, another very smart marketing, $9. It's basically a super weak mascara, but they're marketing it as your eyelashes but better. Which, you know, that's really what it is. It's just gonna darken your lashes and that's gonna be pretty much it. But if you already have nice, long, lush lashes, you probably don't need anything more than that. So instead of trying to market it as something that lengthens and volumizing, they're just like, hey, this mascara doesn't really do a whole lot. It's gonna look super natural. Some people might like that. And then finally, they have these color sticks, $6 each, or you can get a set of 8 for $40. I don't know, did ColourPop have sticks like this before? I feel like they did, but I don't know. I can't remember 100%. I think color sticks are really smart as well because they're that one and done eyeshadow look that a lot of people are going for. They're busy, you know, they're gonna throw on their mask anyway, so they're just like tap, 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 done. Really smart to come out with those at that price point. All right, I know this really made some people upset. It didn't really make me upset. It makes sense to me. ABH came out with makeup wipes. $6 per pack. I mean, at least they're not charging like $20 a pack for them, but still, I feel like, you know, a lot of us, especially people that watch this channel, a lot of us really don't use makeup wipes. Number one, they're not good for the environment. Number two, they're not necessarily good for the skin, depending on what they put in them. But there are a lot of people that still use makeup wipe, especially younger people, and ABH really is trying to capture that younger audience. I know I use makeup wipes in my 20s, and I know there's a big market for them, so it makes sense to me. Am I buying them? No, but I mean, I'm not hating them for coming out with makeup wipes because they're just their business. They're trying to make money. And then Sigma is building on their very popular Corderosa eyeshadow palette with the Corderosa blush palette. Is launching on April 20th. There's 6 shades. It'll probably be $49 because the rest of their palettes that look like that are $49. And la 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 la, we're gonna be talking about it in PR purchase today because I have it on my face. So hang tight. We're gonna get into that in a minute. Over at Sephora, just 2 things I wanted to highlight. Artist Couture's Love Sprung blush palettes, $34, 2 colorways. It's a very ordinary looking product, but I think the packaging is pretty. And then the KVD Epic Curl Big Volume Lash Primer and Mascara Duo. Packaging still says KVD Vegan Beauty, so I'm not sure what's up with that. $29. I am happy to see people giving this brand a chance again now that Kat Von D isn't involved in it anymore, and I'm curious to see what they're gonna come out with next. Now let's go ahead and move over to Ulta. Again, just 2 things I wanted to highlight. Florence by Mills Oh Whale tinted balm, $12 each. There's only 3 colors. If you look on the bottom, there's a teeny tiny little whale, and what you do is you spin the whale. And when you spin the whale, the balm rolls up, which is very cute. I can't say I've ever seen anything like that, so you know, A+ for unique. And then I'm excited to see more from Lorac, the Holy Lash Mascara, $22. It does say, at least as of this filming, that it's not in stock yet, but hopefully soon. I'm really rooting for Lorac to come back. They came out with such good products and they just died. I think people, when they went to Kohl's and they were being sold at Kohl's and not really anywhere else, I think people kind of lost faith in the brand, like maybe they were just junk makeup or whatever that you get on like a discount rack. I feel like people judge Kohl's makeup as like discount rack makeup, but Lorac really makes some good stuff, so I am rooting for them for a hard, strong comeback. I don't know if it's gonna be with this mascara, but I'm still rooting for them. All right, you didn't have to wait long. PR purchase of the week. Got a couple of things I wanted to share with you. First, let's talk about that Corderosa blush palette. This is the first time I've used it, but I will tell you, Sigma blushes are some of my favorites. They are very pigmented, so if you like a very pigmented blush, this is going to be great for you. If you have very fair skin, you wanna go in with a very fluffy brush because these go on real thick, real quick. So your brush that you use is gonna make a huge difference. I'm just gonna swatch them for you real quick, just so you can see kind of what we're dealing with here. There are some great swatches online as well. So I'm wearing the shade Senorita here today, and it did go on very pigmented, but it wasn't one that kind of stains the skin immediately that makes it difficult to blend out. It blended out pretty quickly, and here are the shades all swatched in case you were curious what they look like on my skin tone. This was PR, I am on Sigma PR, so wanted to let you know that as well, but I really do enjoy their blush formula, so I wanted to mention that to you. I also recently got my BoxyCharm. I don't do BoxyCharm unboxings anymore, but I do use the products and mention them occasionally. I was incredibly impressed and surprised to see that there was a Natasha Denona palette in there. Like, what? Are you serious? So that's what I'm wearing mostly on my eyes today. This is the Ayana palette. I set up my base with it, so I used all the shades except for this one here. But when it got to the inner corner of my lid, I wanted to brighten it a bit. So I grabbed some of my JD Glow singles that I purchased a while ago. So this one is called Fairy Acid. I put that in the inner corner, and it wasn't quite as big of a difference between this one as I hoped. So I added a little bit of this shade, which is just called White. Let me swatch these for you. These are incredible. They're so, so beautiful. That fairy acid, like, are you kidding me? Just gorgeous, very different, very unique. But yeah, went on like a traditional Natasha Denona palette, just very, very easy to use. Underneath my fake lashes, I tried out the Bite Beauty mascara. This was also set in PR. This is called UpSwing. I would say this is more volumizing than it is lengthening. The brush was great though. It was great to work with to really get into the outer and inner corners. The poof out on the sides definitely helps with that. I would say that it's very similar to the ABH mascara that came out not that long ago. This one is called Lash Brag, but this one is thicker. It's a little clumpier, where this one is just a little bit easier to work with, a little thinner, but you don't get quite as much volume with this one, but still a really nice mascara. Reminds me a lot of the Stila Huge mascara. And then finally, I wanted to tell you what's on my lips. So this was also in BoxyCharm. This is the Laura Geller Broadway Glitz lipstick. It is technically a metallic lipstick, but I'm not wearing it alone. So I want to show you what it looks like alone and then show you how I kind of doctored it to get it to look like this. So that if you do get it, like, this is an option of what you can do. One thing I don't like about these Laura Geller lipsticks is that the bend in here is way too big. So if you have small lips, it's gonna be basically impossible. Like, I've got a nice big lower lip, but as soon as I get to the outer corners, it's like impossible. So I just flip it over and use the other side. But you can see the shine there, but it's because it's not opaque, it's not as shocking as I thought it would be. It's a little bit sheer, but it's got that like blue shine. It's a little weird. So if you happen to have my collab with Ofra, this is the shade Revive. You can also use any kind of light, white based lipstick to mix it with. And then I just pop this in the center. A little mushy mush, a little blendy blend. And I like that so much better. It just kind of takes the edge off of it to make it a little more wearable for me personally. And then after that, again, this is just totally optional, but I used this. This was sent to me in PR as well from Scrandie Beauty. This is their lip sauce. And I just added a little bit of this gloss. These are really nice glosses. They smell like candy. And they just feel like a nice smooth gloss without any stickiness or anything. And just kind of finished it off there. But I really, really like this lip combo a lot. So I wanted to specifically demo this one because it's one of my favorites I've done recently. And I was really surprised how much I liked this lipstick once I kind of worked with it with other lipsticks. Just 2 sales this week, and I'm honestly not sure when they're done. I couldn't find that information, so they may not be going on anymore. But just in case they are, the Armani Spring Refresh Sale, 25% off site-wide using code EXCLUSIVE. And then Juvia's Place Spring Trend Sale on influencer favorites, 30% off select items using code SPRINGFRESH. And finally, we have our artist shout out of the week. These have recently been found by Jen M over in the Facebook group. So thank you, Jen, for submitting these. You're cutting down my work significantly when you submit these over in our What's Up Makeup Hunters group. So thank you, Jen, and other people for submitting things. Helps me out so much. This is Andre, and they are from Indonesia. And oh my gosh, wait till you see Andre's looks. Oh my gosh. All right, so let's look at this first one. It's called Sweet Dream. And I love that they did a black sky instead of a blue sky. I haven't really seen a whole lot of that, and it really complements their other eye well, and their hair and everything. Really love that a lot. The second look is called Meow, and what stands out to me most in this is the pink eyebrow on the one side, because I feel like it really complements the other side and really brings the look together, having the pink on both sides. And of course, the leopard print is just flawless, absolutely flawless. I also love how they brought the leopard print and the one side over a little bit. It's not just straight in the center with a straight line. It just kind of leaks over into one side, and I don't know, I thought that was a really cool choice. And then finally, this Cruella de Vil inspired look. They're really, like, I didn't know how to even describe this, so I'm just gonna let you kind of take this one in and breathe it in, because it is incredible. I love that they chose not to just go straight black, white, red, that there's the color on the one eye, but they bring it together with that red blush and lip, which I think really sets it off. And just incredible art. You can tell that they just have an artistic eye, that they just see colors and they see shapes, and they see it in a way that they can express it in just such a beautiful way. So I will leave Andre's Instagram down below in case you'd like to follow. All right, my friend, it is time to thank our sponsor for today's show that makes What's Up in Makeup possible.
This video is sponsored by Skillshare. It's an online platform that makes it easy to learn new skills without having to leave your home. Since starting on Skillshare, I've learned tips for how to be more productive, how to make an amazing sauce in the kitchen, the best way to take care of my houseplants, and even a class in the basics of TikTok. This week's class was inspired by my girlfriends. Now that it's nice outside, every Tuesday we are back to getting together and splitting a bottle of wine or two. But how do you pick a really good bottle to bring? Who better to take a course from than wine expert Gary Vaynerchuk with his class Buy Smarter, Taste More, Getting Started with Wine. I don't know about you, but wine stores are very intimidating for me. This course helped me to understand what to look for in a wine, from purchasing to smelling to tasting, but even more fun, how to properly smell and taste wine in order to get the best experience possible. I feel so much more educated on the topic and feel confident that I will choose a good bottle of wine for my friends and me instead of just which label is the prettiest. If you would like to try a class for yourself and you're one of the first 1,000 people to sign up using the link in the description box, you will get a free trial of Skillshare's premium membership. You can try as many classes as you want, including Gary's class, for free, and then if you like it, you can sign up for a yearly subscription at less than $10 per month. Thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. I hope that you're enjoying Skillshare as much as I am. And now let's get back to What's Up in Makeup.
And that, my friend, was What's Up in Makeup. Thank you so much for watching. If it's your first time here, leave me like a little asterisk or a little star letting me know that it's your first time down in the comments. Thank you for joining me. If you're not already subscribed and you'd like to see more What's Up in Makeup, we do these every Sunday. Hit the subscribe button. I'll help you not forget. You can also always head over to your subscriptions if you're subscribed to make sure you don't miss them. Thank you, as always, like I mentioned earlier, the What's Up in Makeup Facebook Hunters. Their names are scrolling below me. Thank you for all of your submissions this week. Really helps me out a lot. I do have the link to join the group down below if you'd like to join. Our chat today is at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. I hope you can join us. And again, if you can't join us, if you got stuff to do this morning, it's no problem at all. You can catch it on the replay by going to my channel page, clicking on my videos, and clicking the video titled Live Chat, or just head over to your subscription page. If you're subscribed, it should be right there for you to watch on the replay. It's great to listen to while you're doing other things. I always read the comments out loud and everything, so you don't have to be physically watching it in order to enjoy it. If you are not ready to go, it's no problem at all. YouTube should be recommending a couple videos over here for you, including last week's What's Up in Makeup. But if you do have to go because you've got stuff to do, it is no problem at all. Thank you so much for hanging out as long as you did, and mad love to you, and I will see you in a video very soon.